Last piece of land my father bought a few years before he died adjoined the bank of Bijou Creek along the creek's north side. The Old West and the New West come together in this place, where sky goes on forever. Eyes rest on endless space. The great American desert, so named by Stephen Long, defined high plains for many years until truth proved him wrong. He followed others, Marcy, Pike, who passed this region by. They also saw a treeless waste, too barren and too dry. Explorers never grasped the fact that buffalo ranged here, great herds of heavy, shaggy beasts more than 5,000 year. Though grass may not have looked like much, old-timers called it stout, chock full of natural nutrients which filled the cattle out.
John Wesley Iliff made the same observations when he came out. And he came out here, and some of the immigrant trains that were coming through, their oxen were all wore out. So he would buy them from for really cheap. Then he just turned them loose along the river there. And then come spring, he thought you'd go back out there, figured they'd be dead, and they'd actually gained weight.
I'm talking to Bill Maury, a family friend. My brother sold him this 1,500-acre place when our ranch sold 2 years ago. Bill Maury bought it because he loves the land. He plans to fulfill his dream and raise cattle here. You told me last year how much you loved the land.
Oh, yeah.
Or that some guys like one thing and some like another.
Some men are in love with money, women, and careers. I've always been in love with a cattle ranch.
Back in 1999, my family owned this land, and Bill Maury lived in the city where he felt closed in. To recover from the city, his job as an engineer, from a divorce, and from drinking too much to escape it all, Bill Maury asked my brother if he could move to this 1,500-acre parcel and rent the little shack. He had to have some space.
I called your brother Bill and says, what would you charge me for rent to live in that little shack on the Bijou? And he said, I'd be embarrassed to charge you anything because it was a little shack.
My brother Bill Ambrose said that he could live in the shack rent-free. The place had a well, but no running water.
The well was good water in 93, and of course, as you know, it ran dry in July of 01.
By the time you moved here, was the water already gone, or it was going?
No, I moved here Christmas of 99, so I had a good year and a half. And then about June probably of 01 to start spitting and stuff. And the thing is, it's just in a bad location because we're right on the edge of an aquifer. And as the sprinklers have pulled it out on the west side of the Bijou, right on the edge of the aquifer, it's dropped.
And yet the people around are still running their sprinklers, right?
Yeah.
The last time the Bijou ran water was in 1965.
The Bijou was an intermittent stream where there was water in it parts of the year, especially in the spring. And now I don't think there's been water in the Bijou since 65, 35, 05, every 30 years.
Those floods charged the aquifer. Now, any rainwater is diverted and dammed. The Bijou will never flood again.
It was starting to get to the point was, good Lord, what am I going to do if this doesn't pan through?
That's why he calls his ranch the Dry Cow Ranch, and why he had to start hauling water.
I had to haul it in for me and the horses, and I put it in 5-gallon jugs. I was taking showers and cooking with the jugs, and then, of course, the big tank, I filled up the horse tank with that. Wasn't too bad, and even 4 years without running water, I never regretted it.
However, he could never run cows if he couldn't get water. In 2007, my brother decided to sell the ranch.
My dad called me as I was on my way into the library, and he called and said, Bill's selling the ranch. I think I dropped the phone.
Then he found Morgan County Quality Water District. And so now you buy water from this water company.
Quality water, we put in a pipeline that runs 3 miles.
We needed to know more about it, so we went to the source. Mark Kokish, manager of Morgan County Quality Water District.
It can be equated to when electricity was brought to the rural areas, the REA. Morgan County Quality Water has been able to provide that same kind of utility service as what the REAs have been able to provide for rural areas. We participate in the Northern Integrated Supply Project, as well as we purchase Colorado Big Thompson water units. Well, that water is in the Front Range, and so when you talk about a pipeline, a gas pipelines and that kind of thing, we have a water pipeline that comes all the way from basically Carter Lake, which is outside of Loveland. We actually pipe it out to Morton County. We have kind of the unique opportunity and the unique geology to take that water and we literally dump it onto the sands of what we call the San Arroyo area, and naturally infiltrate that water through the sands and recover that water as pure, treated, sand-filtered water to serve our customers.
So now, with affordable quality water available, Bill is leasing a large portion of his land to a rancher with 60 pairs on it for 6 months of the year.
He runs them out here, $20 a month per pair. Brought them out about the beginning of June, and they'll probably be here through the end of October. And I keep an eye on them for them and stuff.
Bill calls himself the range manager. In a few years, when he has enough money, he hopes to stock it with his own pairs.
The next step, of course, is running some cattle. This is just a question of we're almost there. Like I said, the facilities, corrals, and a couple sheds and stuff. And of course, we're going to divide the pastures up so there's 4 instead of one big one, another water tank. And I got to figure out another goal now.
Bill told me he always wanted to be a cowboy.
Oh, yeah. And I think a big part of that was coming out to the ranch to the brandings. That's when it really got instilled into my head.
And that was kind of a connection you had with our ranch.
Oh, yeah. Big time. If it weren't for that, I probably would have been a surfer in California. You never know.
Well, today Bill is a cowboy fulfilling his dream while carrying on my dad's legacy.